Hey everyone, welcome back, and today I'm going to be showing you how to craft the Fireburst bow that everyone is using on their builds nowadays. And yeah, it's a pretty simple bow to craft, but just in case you guys don't know, it's way cheaper to craft this yourself than buy it off someone. So we're going to be covering three variants: the budget, the medium tier, and then the ultra tier. Now I'm not going to be covering like mirror tier, of course, there's no point of going through that because that's just way too much currency, and I'm just going to be covering the basic ones. So the first tier is basically where you don't care about your suffixes and your extra prefix that you get, and you're just basically gonna, uh, just handle with what you get, and I'll show you how to do that. And then the second tier is going to be with Culling Strike, and the third tier is going to be with damage over time multiplier T1, but you don't have Culling Strike anymore. So what you want to do first, I'm going to quickly show you the calculations. So Culling Strike, if you want to go for Culling Strike, you need a eye level 68 base if you can. Now, if it's not available, then just try and get as low eye level as you can. That's above 68. And as you can see, it will cost you about 45 Hysteria Essences on average, which is still cheaper than buying the Culling Strike bow. But then once you hit this, you still have to do some switching and swapping until you hit, so it might end up costing you more than the actual cost of the bow. But yeah, it's a bit gambly. And then you do the same thing with damage over time multiplier. And as you can see, it's 177 essences on average, but it's still cheaper to craft it yourself than buy it off someone. But yeah, this is extremely expensive, and be prepared to lose a lot of currency if you want to go for this variant. Now, what you can do, which is really cool, is say you get an eye level 82 base to roll T1 damage over time multiplier. Say, for example, you hit Culling Strike because, you can easily hit Culling Strike within, 177. So you would just finish off the Culling Strike bow and carry on with and sell that bow and then make a new bow and start again until you hit damage over time multiplier, so that you keep making currency as you go along. You really want to do that, otherwise you're going to be in a weird spot and then lose too much currency. So yeah, so first of all, you're gonna create a new item, and for the sake of this video, we're gonna make an 82, and you want a reflex bow. The reason you want a reflex bow is because it has 6% move speed and a very low dex requirement, and nothing else really compares in terms of how useful and implicit it is, and we don't care about anything else. Like, we don't care about the fizz damage, we don't care about the crit, we don't care about the attacks per second. So yeah, then we go for an 82 here, Elder. Make sure it's Elder. This base will cost you about 3 exalts. And you want to go for 30% quality if you can. 28 is fine too. 29 is not optimal, but it's the same as 28. So 28 or 30 is ideal here. And then you want to proceed over here. Now, we've got the base, and the reason we actually want 30% quality, I didn't explain it, was because we're going to put an enchant on this item from Harvest, which is going to be 1% increased elemental damage per 2% quality, which will give us, around 15% increased elemental damage, which is pretty nice, and you definitely want to have it on this bow. Okay, so the first step to making this bow, so I'm going to first show you the uber budget one. You just put an essence, and you will spam essences until you have an empty suffix and empty prefix, such as this. So once you have an empty suffix and empty prefix, you can pretty much, go to suffixes cannot be changed on the bench over here. And then you want to scale the item. As you can see, I said this is the version of the really budget version where you don't care about this suffix and you do not plan on removing this suffix. And now what you want to do is go to suffixes and put on cannot roll attack modifiers, and then you want to exalt slam the item. Now, in some cases you can roll onslaught, which is really unfortunate. And if you do hit onslaught with your exalt slam, let me just show you. Okay, I'm getting really lucky here. Come on, okay, give me onslaught, game. There we go. So if you hit onslaught, which is really unlucky if you do, so what you want to do if you hit this is that you're going to have to remove cannot roll attack modifiers. Do not slam the bow again, because even though you will force one socketed gems, you are going to end up with a dead mod. And onslaught for this build sucks because your fire burst doesn't actually get supported by this. So do not do this. It's not good. And even if it did support this, it's not even good, so compared to the craft that we're going to put out later. So make sure that you really don't go for this and don't settle for this, because this bricks your bow pretty much. So say you hit this, what you want to do is remove cannot roll, and then go to prefixes, and then go to suffixes cannot be changed, then scour, and then you go suffixes, cannot roll attack, and then you exalt slam the bow. And there you go. The reason we roll cannot roll attack is so that we can force +1 socketed gems. Really, really good. And yeah, so once you do this, you want to remove cannot roll attack. You want to go to multi-mod, and you want to put on the 2 prefixes that are really good for this build, which is fire damage is extra chaos, and then the second thing is +2 level of support gems. Okay, so this is your budget bow done. And as you can see, if you are semi-experienced with crafting, you can see how we can easily do this with Culling Strike, and we can easily do this with T1 damage over time multiplier as well. So let's just roll over this one. So this will be your completed bow for a budget variant. So now what you would want to do is, if you're going for the Culling Strike variant, is just spam until you hit Culling Strike. Now I'm going to give a really, really good example. So say for example, we hit Culling Strike over here on our mod pool, just to save time on the video, because I don't want to spam 50 essences on a video. So yeah, and then we'll just exalt slam twice. Say example you hit this, which is very likely you'd slam an essence and then you get Culling Strike, but then you get an additional useless suffix that you want to get rid of, and then you've got 3 prefixes. So to save this bow, you want to go to Harvest Crafting and go to Other, and then go to Reforge Keep Prefixes, Suffixes, sorry. And once you do that, you will keep doing that until you free at least 1 prefix. Once you have freed a prefix, what you want to do is go to the bench and craft suffixes cannot be changed. Once you've done that, you want to go and scour the item. And now you have to do a 1 in 3 gamble to remove this useless suffix, and you really do need to remove this suffix for multi-mod. So you just want to do that, and it's a 1 in 3, so as you can see, you can get unlucky. And just be prepared to lose money in this case. Unfortunately, there's no other way to stop the money loss here. Okay, so now what you want to do is, the same as before. You want to go suffixes, you want to roll, cannot roll attack, and then you want to exalt slam the item, get +1 socketed gems. If you get onslaught, then go back to what I did before, go suffixes cannot be changed, scour, and then retry cannot roll attack and slam for the +1 socketed gems. Once you've done that, you can remove cannot craft, cannot roll attack, go multi-mod and craft the same prefixes as before, T1 fire and +2 support gems, right? And you do the exact same if you were to go for T1 damage over time multiplier as well. So yeah, I don't really need to show that. It's basically, this is the concept, and this is how you make the bow. So yeah, guys, I hope this helped you out. Please let me know if you found this video helpful, and yeah, let me know if you had any success making this bow. Subscribe for more of this type of content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.